New at 5:30, the United States is on pace to double the number of so-called billion-dollar weather and climate disasters that we typically see in a year. New data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration show 15 different events have already occurred this year. On average, the country experiences 8 annually. This year's mounting disaster costs reflecting an increasing trend seen since 1980. Adam Smith, an applied climatologist for NOAA, based in Asheville, said this week on the Carolina Weather Group podcast, the spread of urban development is also a factor.
We have more exposure, people living in harm's way, whether that's on the coast, people living in the river floodplains, or the wildland urban interface. So there's an increased natural, a human risk there that increases our exposure, but our vulnerability is also increased where we build and how we build. In much of the U.S., the building codes are not sufficient to the extremes that we face every year.
Climate change also plays a factor in both the intensity and frequency of these events. This is unnerving, unsettling to hear.
And I think that's the thing with climate change, right, that kind of sometimes gets lost in the shuffle. It's not that these events are happening more often, it's that when they do happen, they're becoming more aggressive. So when we have big rain events, the rain is heavier, we're getting more of them. When we have a hurricane make landfall, we're seeing less Category 1s in more situations like Ian. And as you look at the numbers, these graphs actually coming in from Climate Central, it's not just that the events are happening less often, but it's the time in between. Back when we first started getting this data in 1980, which is really where we started the turn, there were sometimes 100 days plus in between these events. Now that number has dropped to sometimes just about 20 days in between these natural disasters happening. And also, of course, it's how much they cost. They're becoming more frequent as well. I want to point out that these numbers, though, do factor in inflation. So inflation is factored in these numbers as well. And the $22 billion disasters Fred just told you, of course, we've seen 15 so far this year. Look at 2 of the other years where we've seen the most, last year and the year before. So again, it's just kind of a reminder there that this is a really, really important topic we need to continue to be aware of.